Oh, hello everyone. Oh, little Miss Zoe. She's got such a big head. So I'm just going to get Zoe out of her little day outfit. And I'm going to dress her for the night. And it is going to get cold, so I've got a little fleecy sleeper here. It's just got lots of hearts on it, and it's nice and warm and snuggly. So I'm going to get into that while I chat. Oops, sorry, baby. Nothing really to chat about, but I have seen some videos about the dolls and pricing and not being able to afford dolls anymore, or certain dolls. And I just wanted to say that I know exactly how you feel. I've been feeling that way for a couple of years, actually. I've been feeling like the pricing is just getting out of my range. Now, nothing against the artists or people who sell or anything like that. It's just that I know my limits. I know what I can afford and what I can't afford. I know where I am in my life at the moment, and I know that this is just a hobby, and I have different priorities that have to take precedence over my hobby at the moment. So, saying that, I mean, I'm very blessed to have the babies that I have. Just look at this baby. Like, she's very, very newborn. I've always wanted a Linda Moore baby, and I've always missed out. Mostly it's my own fault because, one, I either don't have the money ready at the time, or two, I'm too slow to make up my mind whether I want to go for it at that time or not. So a lot of the times, it is my own fault if I miss out. But this little girl came up, the list came up, and I'm just so glad that Linda hands it over to D3 Creations and gets them to pour, and then you can purchase or get on a list with them to get a blank baby. And I'm just so thankful that Linda does that, because if I were to buy direct from Linda, yeah, I wouldn't stand a chance. So buying the kits really have their place, I think. Like, I wouldn't be able to afford any doll if I couldn't buy kits now. I just feel like, where's my brush? I suppose I don't have a brush here. Yeah, so I just feel like I just wouldn't be able to afford any baby if I had to always buy direct from an artist, ready-made baby. So I know Linda's babies are absolutely beautiful. I love the way she paints them so newborn looking. I love the way she paints the hair. It looks like the wet newborn look. I really wish I could do that, but I can't. So, I accept that. And I would love to buy one of her babies one day. Not just the kit, but one that she's completed herself, because they're absolutely beautiful. One day. And they are out there on second market. You can get one every now and then. Like, they do pop up. So just trying to straighten this bit of a line up here. Looks a bit funny. There we go. I need to give her a bit more hair. She looks a bit sparse, which is how I did it. But now that during winter it's okay because she wears a hat. And I think the hat kind of like it's kind of electrified it a little bit. So like she needs a bit of a fill in here, because like that looks thick there and then there's nothing behind it kind of thing. So just, you know, I'll just have to go over it a little bit. And up in here, there's a little spot here where I sort of parted it, but I didn't, yeah, I didn't really think about that very well, obviously. So yeah, so that was, you know, the pricing and availability too, I guess, which comes hand in hand most of the time, was the reason, or the biggest reason anyway, why I started just buying the kits and painting for myself. Now I just winged it. I watched a lot of videos. I asked questions. I have certain people that I have gotten advice from. I've asked questions. They've graciously answered my questions and given me tips and hints on certain things, and I really appreciate that, because you know, some people don't like to share what they know, which is fair enough, because if they've worked for years and years and years, and especially with like the molding and pouring and things like that, they're very hush hush. But with painting, I think, you know, they're also a little bit hesitant to give any kind of information away, which is hard when you're starting out. But that's where YouTube came in handy for me. Carolyn Doherty, she was one of the ones I used to watch, and got started watching her videos a long time ago. And even more recently, again, she's put up a few more. And recently now, on Facebook, actually, I see Lynette Daff. Is it? Oh my gosh, I can't remember her name. I was just on there this afternoon. She's actually going to do a few videos as well, and step-by-step videos on painting for beginners, which, you know, I've already done a few dolls, but I'm certainly going to watch her videos and take in any advice that she gives, because, you know, we're constantly learning, aren't we? Like, man, I've got a lot of things to learn. I do. I love the way my babies have turned out. I need to learn the eyebrows. I need to do eyebrows a lot better. I've just sort of shaded her brow line. I haven't actually painted individual hairs. I've just shaded it. So when you're looking at a distance or even close up, it's just a bit of a shading there, which is fine. And hair. I would also love to master the hair. I would love to. Because when I was doing it, like, even the painting is relaxing, but I would love to be able to just sit there for hours. And I know this sounds silly, but and that is what you do. You sit there for hours to get the hair even remotely looking like real hair. But yeah, I would like to master that. But anyway, I'm going off track, aren't I? So why do these things keep spinning around? Seriously. So yeah, I would love to be able to afford new dolls all the time, but of course we can't. And I'm sure there's always going to be those people out there who can. But the average Joe Blow, which is me, or below average, at the moment in my case, I really can't afford to buy completed babies anymore. And I'm okay with painting for myself. If I want it, I buy kits that I would keep myself. So I've always wanted a Linda Moore baby. I got on the list for this one, and I managed to get her. I got my Sage, I'm getting a VV. I am getting a VV. I can't wait to get her, but I'm paying her off on purpose. So I've got like the year or however, whenever I get her paid off. Because then I know she's coming. I know that I've got another baby coming later on in the year. So that's always a good thing to do. So then I'm not always on the lookout and wanting to buy. I know I've got one coming, but so anyway, yeah, the pricing, and even kits. Some kits, it just depends on what you like, what you want. If you go for realism, like even Linda Moore's quite advanced, and she's been in the industry for a long time as well. But her babies aren't perfect either. If you go by proportions, her hands and feet look really big. I actually like the big head though, but her babies always look very newborn in the face, and I love that. I really, really love that. Like this face just looks, she looks like she's either got wind, like a wind pain, or she's having a dream or something. And I really like that. I'm sorry, I keep saying a lot, don't I? I'm sorry. So, yeah, if you're going to paint for yourself, you need to find kits that you would keep in your collection. So that's a challenge in itself, is to find ones that you would keep, that you would like, because you are painting for yourself. So I really like all the ones that I've done. So which hasn't been many, but but I like them. There's a few out there that I would actually really like to get as well. I do like Dawn Bowie's sculpts. I liked her Maya. It's the last one she's got out. So yeah, pricing, even the kits can be expensive depending on your budgets, depending on your definition of expensive or cheap or whichever. So yeah, you're not alone. There is a lot of us out there that can't afford the prices that they have skyrocketed in the last, I don't know how long, but I've been feeling the pinch for at least a year and a half now, maybe 2 years even. So I just found a way around it, learning to paint for myself, and I think just finding the kits, searching, contacting people, the artists and things like that. It's all a challenge in itself. So, and it's all part of the experience, and it can be fun as well. The searching, it can be just as fun looking for a kit that you like in kit form, blank kit form, as it is looking for a completed baby, I think. Because you've got to be more imaginative. You've got to picture how that baby's going to look. So you see, it's just like the reborning. Like you look at a kit and you imagine how it will turn out. And, you look at all aspects of it and you think, but for silicone, it is a little bit different. For me, I look at how it's going to move. I look at the movement of the silicone, the softness, the thickness of the limbs, if it's going, if you want armatures or if you don't want armatures. So, but yeah, I think there's a lot of artists out there who they really do deserve the money they're getting. I'm certainly not questioning that fact, but as a collector, it is getting harder and harder to collect these dolls. They're just becoming an elite item that a lot of us just can't afford anymore. And, I'm all for the artists, their business growing, and, they're becoming very popular and very high market, which is great for them. But like I said, as a collector, it is becoming harder for us, which, it brings its own challenges, but then you've just got to, it depends on how you look at it. if you sit back and think, oh, I can't afford that baby, and get a little bit bitter about it, just spin it around a little bit and think of other ways. Make it fun to search eBay or Facebook, the selling sites, just searching in itself is fun. I look just about every day. I'll go through and see if there's any new things. Even Dolphin. There was a willow kit on Dolphin. It was up, probably wasn't even up a whole day, and it had sold, and I missed it. Man, I missed it. It was like I was looking on Dolphin just about every day to see what new was coming up or whatever. But then I was really busy with work and things, so by the time I'd gotten home, and you get the household organised, you get the kids organised, whatever, and by the time you're tired, so you go to bed, and so I missed it anyway. Yeah. So like I said ages ago, like, things are going to come up. You keep looking, make it fun. Yeah, you never know what might pop up, and we don't know what the future's going to hold for this community, for the industry. There's always new things coming out, so I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. They might just keep getting dearer and dearer and dearer, and nobody can afford them except the very high-end elite collectors, maybe. I don't know. But I'm going to have to go because my kids are riding around on that motorbike and they're getting silly. So I'm going to go and put a stop to that and make them get upstairs. It's getting dark. Not that you can tell here. It's actually dark in this room, but I'm sitting right at the door. So, yeah, the light's just shining right on us. But in the camera, it's a lot lighter than it is actually in person. So anyway, I'm going to go and stop these children before they end up having an accident on that bike. So we will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.